Okay, then I
So,
just started recording now.
all right, amazing. All right. So today's topic. What animes do you believe have real world, what do you call it, scenarios? Like it kind of reflects the real world. You know what I mean?
What anime reflects the real world?
Yeah. Like, well, not the whole anime. I'm saying like maybe certain scenes,
Different
certain
aspects or like full arcs that represent that
that represent
scenario.
real world scenario. You get it?
No, I don't. Break it down for me, please.
Okay. Licious, maybe you can give an example.
I'm gonna give you an example. So you didn't watch Fishman Island out, did you, Wesley?
Oh, okay, now I know what you mean now. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Mm.
I'm gonna give you like an example. So Fishman Island arc, and a lot of people that don't like it kind of miss the point on the whole idea of what the arc is. And it kind of gets me annoyed because like you're missing the entire point. It's not every day about the strongest villain or the villain needs to be this strong, or it's not just everyday fights of villain fights the villain. Like you gotta look at like the story aspect of it.
Mm.
And most of the time, One Piece is the author's trying to tell you a story.
Mm.
And Fishman Island, I don't know, for me it hit me really hard because it depicted like racism in like the realist way, and portraying like the cycle of hatred, and like how you gotta teach the younger generation not to think the way that the adults think, because if the children see how the adults are, they're gonna grow to be like that. That's kind of like the whole thing of like Hardy Jones. He was a product of his environment, so he ended up hating humans, and humans didn't even do anything to him personally, and he never even seen humans do bad things. But because of what he was told and what he heard,
he was very much influenced by what was his name?
Arlong.
Arlong, yeah.
Arlong, yeah, that's it. He was very much influenced by that pirate group, you know.
And how we had like kind of like revolutionaries like Fisher Tiger, and then you also got Queen Otohime that tried to break that cycle of hatred, and what ended up happening in result? Death. Now, if you look at that in real life, how many people have tried to do that and ended up dead?
I wouldn't be able to tell you. I only know a few scenarios, but I do hear racism has never stopped. Sometimes it can be hard to pinpoint, but it hasn't completely stopped. Heck, where I am right now, I mean, it's not obvious, but you see it. It's subtle,
yeah,
but
it's very subtle.
And I've heard some stories. Prejudice is. I wouldn't even call that racism. I would just call that prejudice.
Yeah, prejudice. But and like, there's this one scene in the art that I find just so powerful, because I was watching a reaction on that scene, and the guy that was watching it he started crying. It made me tear. I'm thinking about it all over again. It's basically the scene where Luffy's already defeated like Hardy Jones. He's trying to break the ship, the Noah in half.
Yeah.
And he's lost a lot of blood. And there's Chopper's looking around at everyone saying, "Oh, we need someone who's like blood type F." But because of the law that came down on them, saying they couldn't give any blood to humans, and then Jinbei comes out of nowhere. He's a fisherman, and he's like, "Oh, my blood type is F. Use my blood type." And then someone was like, "Hey, but remember the law." But then
he's a pirate.
The king, he said, "Oh, he's a pirate. It doesn't matter." And the king was like, "Allow it. That law was one of the curses that we need to break as well." And then it was you see the whole cinematic segment of his blood going through the tube and going into Luffy's blood, and it was just so powerful. That's why I think he started to tear up.
Now then,
Crazy.
don't. Okay, then. There's something that you got wrong, Chris. Don't get me wrong. I never said I didn't like Fishman Island. I did watch some of the backlash, and even it touched me to some extent. It really did touch me. And like you said, it did go back to the days where like slavery was a thing. But my only main issue is, like with any other One Piece arc, it dragged. That's it. That's it. Just tell us a story that of an anime that doesn't need to be dragged. That's all.
But it was necessary.
I know it was necessary. I know it was necessary.
Like the part with Sanji, I felt like it was such a drag. Like, why does he keep bleeding? It got to a point then I realized that, oh my god, that was necessary. Had he not gone through that, more than likely he would have died after seeing Shirahoshi.
Oh wait, now I remember. I did watch the whole of the backlash of Fishman Island. Actually, yeah, I did.
Yeah, but I can understand your sentiment when it comes to the it being dragged. After all, One Piece does. The anime at least gets dragged.
Yeah, it does. Don't get me wrong. One Piece is my favorite anime of all times. I'll say this right now, but I do have problems with it. Like you said, it drags. It really did drag. No. You know one of the arcs that really dragged unnecessarily. It was Marineford. Like I'm comparing the manga to the anime. The manga isn't even that long. Trust me, I read both the manga I read both the manga and the anime. The manga wasn't even that long. It was just the anime that just dragged on like so bad.
You're right. Marineford anime dragged on unnecessarily. And what made it even long is every single time an episode starts, they give you a flashback. They tell you about the previous.
And there was this one episode when Luffy and his team fell down from the sky, and then the episode ends with Luffy and everybody getting ready to save Ace till the next episode.
But in that regard, I'm not talking about the art dragging on. Of course, that's going to be an element. But what I'm trying to get at is that people try to purposely, like, I don't know if it's on purpose, but it's the entire point of what that arc was trying to portray in short. Like, a lot of people say they don't like it because Hardy Jones was trash. The whole point wasn't for Hardy Jones to be like the best villain, strongest character out there.
It wasn't even about Hardy Jones.
That's what about
Hardy Jones himself, his motivation was pretty trash.
It was really trash. When I heard it, it was so stupid.
His motivation was just so villainy, so like, I will hurt you kind of villain. It was everything going on around Hardy Jones that was very interesting.
Yeah.
Heck, even the previous pirates, remember the guy with the octopus legs, and I always forget octopus hands.
I know who you're talking about. I forgot his name now.
Yeah, he used to be part of Arlong's crew as well. And he's really sorry, now that he's amended himself and tried to do right by Nami. And how he was trying to, get in the way of how do you say Hardy Jones control. What was it again? I haven't seen it in a while. I think Hardy Jones was trying to start a revolution, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He was trying to start a revolution so that they can go above ground and attack humans. So he was trying to get in the way of that, and he got smacked down, right? If I remember carefully. Yeah. So it's what goes on around Hardy Jones that makes it interesting. And the flashback was absolutely amazing. The flashback of Hishiroshi's mom, my god. And even till the end, she refused to curse humans.
Yes, I think that was really admirable. I will give it that. Now then, Do you want?
Yeah, other animes that are similar to that.
Uh,
I think I have one.
Yeah, go on.
And
Licious, you can come back. Licious, you can come back with your points.
yeah,
I want to hear Natural's one.
okay. I bet you're gonna call me a simp for this. I think you really are, Tony. But
Go on.
Bungo Stray Dogs.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you why. Because you know all the characters in Bungo Stray Dogs. Like but I'll name them: Atsushi Nakajimi, Ryunosuke Octogawa, Dazai, Fukuzawa. I think so. Someone
I
else.
only know that guy, the annoying guy that always tries to kill himself.
Yeah, Dazai. Yeah, and Kunikida. Their names, both and first name and second names, are actually the same as the real life people from a long time ago. I think 1 century ago or 2 century ago. Yeah,
Okay. During the Edo period.
Edo periods.
During,
Yeah.
Okay, during the feudal laws and whatnot. Okay,
Well,
interesting.
feudal. I don't know if I'd say that. You know. Actually, let me go
Well,
check.
the Edo period was during feudal laws. I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm just.
And there's also a guy in Bungo Stray Dogs. Well, he's a genius detective named Edogawa, I think. Edogawa something. Oh, I don't remember.
But the thing is, that's only natural because, for example, Naruto names, most of them are names, people's names that.
Yeah, but they're mostly like, yeah, but their names are the second names are the complete same as as its present. There we go. Rampo Edogawa. It's the same name as that famous detective back in time.
Rampo Edogawa. The
Yeah.
famous detective back in the days was also called Rampo Edogawa.
Yeah.
So okay, I see what you mean. So they've taken inspiration, but the thing is, it's not really real world reflecting because it's just name. If it was like the guy was exactly the same as he was in the anime as he is in real life,
Yeah,
then I would
name,
say that,
personality wise, well, and their goal as well, because I remember like Dazai did a double suicide with his wife, and Dazai wants to do a double suicide as well. And knowing him, he's a suicidal maniac. Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very interesting.
Very.
Okay.
I really like Bungo Stray
man.
Dogs story a lot. It really is. Because Bungo Stray Dogs, the anime itself, is like a poem. It really is. It's actually like a poem, and that's what I really love about the anime. Yeah. Which I really think you should give it a shot. You may not like it, but I really think it should be given a shot, even to you, Chris.
I've given it plenty times.
Did you?
2-3 episodes and it kills me.
You should have continued. You should have continued.
Why would I follow something when I'm just not interested in? You should be banging on malicious about My Hero Academia rather than me, Bungo Stray Dogs. Because most of the animes
How
you
many
watch, I
times
watch
do you think I tried that? And she doesn't want to go back to it.
Yeah, I feel like I only watched like 2 episodes. I've watched like a good 4 seasons. I don't know.
And she didn't continue after that.
Let's hear your Licious, let's hear your second anime.
We're gonna talk about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood and how it depicts war crimes and government conspiracies.
Government conspiracies, it depicts it to the max. That's one thing I loved about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah.
It's the conspiracy within the military. That is bad, crazy good.
Yeah.
But please go ahead.
Well, first I wanted to touch on the war crimes, like the Ishvalan Civil War, and how one singular thing caused an entire mass destruction of killing and murdering innocent civilians, and just all out war. That how long did it last? 6 years? I
I
might be
don't
wrong.
quite remember.
I don't quite remember, but it made me think back to, when I was learning about World War One and videos I've seen on World War One,
Mm.
and how one singular thing, one singular shooting of a person, assassination of a person, just
Mm.
caused an all out world war. And I think it's just crazy how one thing can go from 0 to 100 like very quickly.
No, it wasn't just one thing, and you can't call it 0 to 100. Tensions were high already.
Yeah, I
If you
know,
think
but
about it,
that's
yeah, go on.
yeah, I know. Obviously, tensions were rising, but after one thing piling on top of each other, and then that one singular moment and event is just the straw that breaks the camel's back. That's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, it's the spark that starts it all. Yeah, that
Mm.
shooting of that, and to make things worse, he wasn't even a real soldier. It was
Exactly.
it was the homunculus. So that makes it even worse. But yeah, a lot of people got dragged into that war. Of course, Full Metal Alchemist we're talking about, not the World War One.
Yeah.
But also that a lot of people got dragged into it. But yeah, it's very interesting to hear. After during the time of Ed Wilk and his brother, to hear other soldiers talking about the Ishvalan War, you could see the sadness. Like Armstrong, when he's talking about it, you could see the sadness in his eyes.
You can see the literal PTSD that he gets every time he thinks about it. Like the scenes that you see from him in the Ishvalan Civil War. I think he had to be, at one point, he had to be discharged because.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah. Because he wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing, and rightly so, because why would you want to kill innocent people that have done nothing?
Exactly. Exactly. Oh man, no, I love Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I have to rewatch it again. That is one of those animes that is it's so intriguing. The dialogue, the story, the what's the word for it? The plot twist is just
everything
beautiful.
about it. Yeah, everything about it is just like amazing. To the fight choreography, to the OST.
Exactly.
Believe it or not,
I didn't like it in the beginning.
Really?
I only started liking. Yeah, I only started finding it interesting after the Tucker. The Shao Tucker incident. That's when I found it really interesting because I didn't know anything about it. I watched the previous Full Metal Alchemist, the normal one, that didn't follow the manga, and I didn't really like that. And I didn't know that it didn't follow the manga. But when I heard that, Brotherhood coming out followed the manga, I found I'm gonna give it a shot. First few episodes, it was okay, but But when it got to the Shao Tucker, I was like, what the heck am I watching?
Wish you had the same energy for when you continue Bungo, honestly.
You're talking, man, give it a rest.
Yeah, but from like the fight choreography to the OSTs, even like the powerful, even like in dub, there's very few animes that are known for only being watched in dub. I've never heard of anyone watching like Dragon Ball Z in Japanese or Fullmetal Alchemist in Japanese. So it's very few. It's one of those few that
nobody did. Nobody watched Dragon Ball Z in Japanese.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I can't do that.
Not many Westerners would watch Dragon Ball Z in Japanese. It wouldn't feel right.
Yeah.
It wouldn't feel right.
For Super, that's fine.
Full Metal Alchemist is one of those animes where in the sub, it's so good. You watch it in dub, it's still so good.
Yeah.
Like Edward Elric's voice actor, he does a phenomenal job. It's unbelievable.
One scene in dub that gave me chills was Mustang versus Envy. Like, I hope Envy's voice actor got erased because he was doing his thing. The way he was screaming is like you could just feel it.
Trust me. Yeah. No. Honestly, it's just the voice acting was amazing. The voice acting, it's very believable. I love those animes where it's kind of like with Attack on Titan. We'll get to that, but I'm just gonna say it's kind of like on Attack on Titan when I think it was the third episode when the armored titans start running towards the wall, and you can hear the guy saying, "Close the gate!" He's running, shouting, "Close the!" I get goosebumps from that.
Yeah, before you get on to what you was about to say, there's another scene in the that I completely forgot about, because obviously I watched Naruto a long time ago. It was in the tuning exam when it was Sasuke versus Gaara. And obviously Gaara, he has the power where he can protect himself with sun. And Sasuke ends up using his Chidori on Gaara. And honestly, like, obviously you remember Gaara's never seen blood in his life. So when he's looking down at the blood and he's screaming, "It's blood! It's my blood!" I forgot how it sounded in dub. I was like, oh, I forgot how good this sounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we only knew at that point Gaara to have like a very soft-spoken voice, you know.
Yeah. So when you hear that out of nowhere, I was like, whoa.
Something big is going on. Oh no. Proper. Oh, Naruto. Makes me want to cry when I think about it, you know, because wow, that's since I was young.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest here. Like, even though I didn't really get far in Shippuden, and I don't think I need to. Maybe I will at some point, but I think the first part, like Naruto itself, was just the best part of Naruto for me.
The best part of Naruto.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. The second part had its moments.
It did,
The first part had originality. It had heart.
Yeah.
It was story focused, and because maybe it was because Naruto was still a kid, still trying to get approval, you know, from people, and it makes you. And another thing, that's what you mean. This is what we're talking about, like real world scenario. It's very real in Japan. People get shunned like that.
Yeah, they really
exactly
do.
as Naruto. Yeah, exactly as Naruto was. People get shunned in Japan. Like not just them. If you like, for example, one of your child stole something from the shop, yeah, people will start gossiping and talking about him. But not only about him, about you as well as the parents and about their cousins. Oh, look at that person. He's related to that person that stole in that shop and got arrested. Trust me, it's quite bad because getting shunned. I don't know how to explain it. You feel lonely. You feel really lonely, really isolated. Nobody you can go to. That's why when Izuka, right? Izuka Sensei. Yeah. When he accepted Naruto, that's why Naruto cried so much. Because it was the first time somebody accepted him.
Iruka Sensei.
Izuka, where did that come from?
Oh my god, Iruka Sensei, you're right. I'm terrible with names. I know about scenes and whatnot, but I'm just terrible with names. So, Attack on Titan. My goodness gracious. Oh my god, I get so angry. And I'm talking about the part with the Aldeans and what they call Malians. Yeah, my god, I get so angry. They treat them so terribly, and of course that's very reminiscent to real world scenarios.
Yeah, and how they like the whole and how they depict like propaganda and how propaganda can really get to you if you like proper believe it. Like the Eldians in Mali, the way they was talking about the Eldians in Paradise
Island. Yeah. They really believed it. They really believed it. Like they're devils, they're this, they're that. Wow. So sad.
Okay, so
the whole generation.
So I got two more animes that's like based in a real life scenario. Like, Grace, do you want to finish yours, or do you still have some?
No, sir.
All right, I got one. 7 Deadly Sins, and the second one is Vinland Saga. But I'll start with Seven
Oh,
Deadly Sins.
we'll get to Vinland Saga. Oh, trust me, we will get to that. But
Okay.
Seven Deadly Sins, I don't see that happening. I don't see that.
No, because I don't know if you guys noticed, because there was, and I mean there was a Seven Deadly Sins, like back in time, and Four Nights of the Apocalypse as well.
Okay. Let me elaborate on that. I think I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
So the seven deadly sins it's actually in the Bible. There are the seven deadly sins of man. It's the seven deadly sins of man. It's lust, it's greed, it's wrath. You know, we see that in Full Metal Alchemist. So it's exactly the same.
Okay.
Yeah. All those homunculus, each and every one of them are seven deadly sins. Yes, sloth and all of that. Gluttony, those are the seven deadly sins of man. So it's the sin that man should not, be sinning or whatnot.
Yeah.
But that's beside the point. And the four horsemen of the apocalypse is also in the Bible. It depicts certain things that will happen at the end time. And I think it was the book of Revelations. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, those things are.
Commandments.
And the Ten Commandments, yes.
Okay.
But the difference is, the thing is, the anime doesn't really take too much into that. Like, for example, the seven deadly sins, like they are not like the seven deadly sins of
in the Bible.
Full Metal Alchemist. No. Let me finish. They're not like the seven deadly sins of Full Metal Alchemist, because they don't represent that. For example, greed doesn't really act like greed. He sometimes acts like greed, but he doesn't really. I'm talking about in Seven Deadly Sins anime.
Yeah.
Same with gluttony. Same with I don't know. Yeah, same with gluttony. Same with the other seven deadly sins. They don't act like their sins.
That's
Have you noticed?
Yeah, in Seven Deadly Sins, it's not really portrayed as well as it is in Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist, they portray it well.
Yeah. Maybe it's because I watched Full Metal Alchemist before Seven Deadly Sins. That's why I see the realistic depiction of what that sin is. How it's actually.
Even like the sins in Seven Deadly Sins, even like Diana's envy, she wasn't really that
exactly
envious. Like maybe the first few episodes, and gluttony, he wasn't even his sin at all, in my opinion.
Yeah. The only one that I would say really acted like his sin was pride. Oh my god, that guy was arrogant. That guy was so arrogant, it's unbelievable. And that's why I loved him. He's probably because I love arrogant characters like Vegetas and whatnot. I love arrogant characters in anime. But yeah, you're right.
Ban is pretty arrogant sometimes.
Ban is supposed to be greed, but he doesn't act greed.
Oh, he doesn't act greed. Oh, wow, you're right.
He doesn't act greed. He doesn't act greed. Yeah. So yeah. It's just a name. For them, it's just a name.
There's also there's also the Britannia thing, and then again, that's also back in time. And Elizabeth, maybe it's just a coincidence. I don't know. I mean, Queen Elizabeth.
If anything, I'm just gonna throw it out there. I don't know if we're gonna elaborate on this, but I know, Baby Lisha, you definitely would want to elaborate on this. Code Geass.
Oh, I forgot.
I knew you. I was gonna say that, but I hold off on it because
Code Geass is perfect.
That is perfect.
That is perfect.
You guys said Code Geass because I brought up Britannia, and that's it, right?
Yeah, of course. Of course. Yes, Code Geass had oh wow, I don't even know where to begin with Code Geass.
Yeah, it's been a while, so there's not really much I remember that. But yeah.
Okay, one is the different nations. Yeah, the different nations are very reminiscent to our nations. The military aspect of it, the tactical aspect of it,
and the racism,
of course, and of course the racism, how the Japanese are being treated in their own town, but they're not called Japanese. I think they're called something else in that show.
11s,
yes. Now Alchemist. I mean, sorry, Code Geass has it all. It has it all in one package.
You also got the sellouts, the honorary Britannians.
Yes,
There's
the honor. Yes, the one that people look down on them.
I forgot his name, but the one that used to be friends with Lelouch as a kid. It started with an S.
Suzaku.
I hated him.
Yes. Oh, okay.
To my core. I
He is-
hated him to my core. I wanted him off my screen. He was such a hypocrite. I hated him.
Who was
He
Suzaku?
Suzaku. He was very much a hypocrite, but he was honorary Britannia true and true. Literally, he wanted that badge. He wanted that badge so
One
bad.
thing that I didn't really like about him is like he'd get on Zero because of all the things he was doing. But why aren't you getting on the Britannians for killing your people? They're killing your people. You're a hypocrite.
Yeah,
you can't
that
be saying
didn't.
that.
Yeah, that didn't make sense. All like
Yeah.
why a Japanese guy at Britannia, and then the people of Britannia like killing his fellow like people. Like, does that make
Even
sense?
The thing is, you gotta look at it like this. Yeah? It's kind of like what you said, baby, about the propaganda.
Is she on the way?
Of course, if
So
they get
you
them
know
on a
you
young
can't put
age,
on the way there. So no one is going to scream for you.
No. Start speaking.
yeah,
Hello?
no, I got you. So you know, for example, when they have a propaganda and they're teaching young children about what do you call it, that these people are bad, and kind of exactly the same as in Attack on Titan. So the result would be someone like Suzaku who doesn't, he really believes that he is in the right, except he's not. He's noise too much, I can't capture the word.
You know, I've seen hypocritical characters in different animes, in other different animes, but this one takes the cake, like for real.
Yeah, and even when they're given the status honorary Britannians, they're still in a way treated like normal 11s, regardless of their status.
Yes, that's very true.
Wait, but at the same time, did Suzaku even knew like that they were killing his people, or?
Of course,
No.
he was the one that killed his own father, which was the prime minister. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that did that. So he knows what goes on.
Now that you made me remember, like in episode 1, he was defending Lelouch and he ended up getting shot. So it doesn't really matter. The minute you mess up in their eyes, you're as good as them.
Exactly.
And it's the fact that he still works for them after that. Like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, Suzaku. But yeah, it's very. That's yeah. Fullmetal. I don't keep saying Fullmetal Alchemist. Code Geass is very reminiscent to real life scenario. Like, it's so one of those animes where you wouldn't believe it would end up how it did in the first episode. Literally, you have to give it a couple of episodes to really get the meat of it. You know?
Yeah.
Any other animes?
I did say Vinland Saga. We're gonna get into that. Listen, I say Vinland Saga because I don't know if it happened in real life, but yeah, maybe I do because there was Vikings, like in the earliest of years. There really was.
Yeah, Vikings were a thing. Yes.
Yeah.
I think they're from Denmark, if I remember correctly.
Yes, Denmark. Yeah. And there's this not island. What's it called? Iceland. Yeah, there we are.
I don't particularly know the whole story. I think it was something to do with the king of Danish. You know what? I don't even want to say because I'll probably give you the wrong information. But yeah, not everything in Vinland Saga is very accurate, but there are some aspects of it, like when they were pillaging parts of England, when they were pillaging and killing innocent people in England, when the king of Dane wanted to conquer England, this and that. I don't want to elaborate too much because I don't know much about that, history, so I can't really say much. But I would say the brutality, the names, of course, are very reminiscent. The brutality is very reminiscent, and what's very important is the PTSDs are very real. I don't know if you've seen something, but this PTSDs of warriors, of soldiers after wars is crazy. Yeah. What else
Next anime.
Wait, that's all we're saying about Vinland Saga?
Listen, I haven't like continued on after episode 1 of Vinland Saga, so there's a time.
Why bring it up?
I thought it was similar to the real world life, so I wanted to bring it up. Well, in terms of story, I don't know. That's about it.
Fair point. What other animes? Let me think. What other animes? There is life I can't think of anything at the moment. I love seeing a lot of anime.
Okay. What about? Do I even want to say it? Hold on, let me think. It's right there somewhere.
What about you, Lisha? What about you? Can you think of any anime other than the one that you've already?
Let me think. Let's see, anything else?
Real life scenarios. Can't really think of much, to be honest. How about Samurai Champloo?
I was thinking exactly the same thing as well.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring it up, but I thought I'd bring it up.
Samurai Champloo, the only thing I would say correlates to real life scenario would be obviously samurais and ronins. Ronins definitely used to be things.
Yeah.
Ronins are samurais without masters. So, of course, most samurai they will have like a retainer, if I remember carefully, a retainer, like their master, where their master give orders and they carry the orders.
Yeah.
I don't 100% sure if it was a military thing or if it's just a bodyguard thing. I don't know very well.
Yeah, same
I
here.
haven't done enough research to say otherwise. But yeah, Ronins were a thing. Of course, samurais were a thing. But when it comes to Samurai Champloo, I think that is where it stops. Everything else, like the raps and did exist back in those days. Let me see. Why do I keep saying Full Metal Alchemist? It's almost as if I want to talk about Full Metal Alchemist.
You want to go back to the anime, that's for sure.
It's at the end of Full Metal Alchemist, I actually shed a tear.
It's actually a 10 out of 10. Like,
yeah, I shed a tear because I couldn't believe that it was over. It was so good. And Francesca, you guys know Francesca, of course.
Yes, we do.
She cried, like heavy cried when it ended. It was a perfect finish. Not one of those animes that give you, what if what could be or give you.
I'm
No,
glad they didn't do that because if
I'm
they did
glad.
that,
Mm,
yeah.
I'm glad they didn't.
They didn't put a sequel,
Code,
yes. Thank God.
because what he did with Code Geass was criminal. It really was criminal. It was perfect the way it ended. It should have stopped right there.
Mm.
Lelouch of the
What,
Resurrection was terrible.
was there even a reason why Lelouch even got resurrected in the first place? I only watched like
He never
first.
died. He never died.
He got stabbed by Suzuki.
He never died?
He
What?
never.
Yeah, he
Oh
never
my
died.
God! You don't know that?
No.
Wait, Grace, you didn't know that?
He never
Bro,
died.
Oh,
he never
okay.
died.
Yeah, he never died.
The person that was at the cart, the person that was on the horse and the cart, because on the cart there was that girl. What was her name? I forget her name. The one with the green hair. The person that was actually on the
Oh,
cart, on the horse.
yeah.
That was Lelouch.
This makes the whole last episode of the season 2 trash. This makes it trash.
Trust me. No, it was a good. It was a
It
good
was
what
a-
if. It was a good what if.
Yeah, but at the same time, now that you're telling me this, I'm like, oh.
It was all an elaborate plan so that he can disappear from the public's eye and die a criminal. That way,
Yeah.
Zero could save the day and Suzaku could. Zero and Suzaku could take the what do you call it? Not Suzaku, the hero. Zero could take the honor of killing the dictator.
Yeah.
And everybody would, they'll go back to a good life.
Oh no, now I remember, because there was this last scene in the end of the episode where there was someone in some like barrel full of hay. Never mind.
Yeah, that was
That was
Lelouch.
That was him. That was Lelouch.
And that all led to the next movie.
He fooled everyone, including his sister, including Suzaku, including everyone that he said. The only person that knew that he was still alive was
CC.
Again. Yeah, the only one that knew that he didn't die. Because he gained both Bios. And I think because of that he couldn't die. Kind of like how his father, what was his father's name again?
Charles? Not Charles. Crap.
Charles.
Yeah, that was it Charles, yeah.
Michael, you have good memory. For someone that didn't watch it all the way through, you have really good memory.
Even I don't remember.
Yeah, Code Geass is on Control. I'll rewatch that and see what happens.
Yeah, so Charles couldn't die. He couldn't be damaged. So and the child had both ears in his eyes. So yeah, it's the thing. But yeah, do not watch Lelouch of the Resurrection. It was a terrible story.
Wait, did you watch it? I didn't know you watched it, Tony.
I watched it although close to the end. When he gained back his memory, that's when I stopped. When he gained back his memory, I stopped because it was that bad.
I didn't get back his memory. Listen, I watched the movie itself, but I just stopped caring throughout the whole. There was supposed to be a sequel movie as well. After that, was it Code Geass Z or something? I don't even know. Z something. Like
I don't remember. All I know is there were some OVAs and then there was a movie. And I think they're trying to bring it back as well.
Oh no.
Bring it back? Well, I did remember like a few years ago that Code Geass got rebroadcasted in Japan, which had like I think like new openings and stuff like that. Not remake, just rebroadcasted in Japan. That's it.
Interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, Code Geass, amazing anime.
Mm-hmm.
So
That has
world scenarios. Let me see. Already talk about Attack on Titan, talk about Naruto, Fullmetal Alchemist, Code Geass, Bungo Stray Dogs. I don't haven't really talked.
Real life scenarios, huh? Ah, I can only think of two. Tony, remember that anime I recommended you watching, and surprisingly you liked it. How a realist rebuilt the kingdom. You remember that, right?
It's been a while.
How a
But
realist.
I do remember Jobless Reincarnation. That was very interesting.
Okay, what's that got to do with a real world scenario? Please explain.
I have no idea. I just wanted to say that.
Alright then. Let's see. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. It's one of them.
Yes, that's the thing. Is it's if you watch it, you're obviously going to just focus on the whole, being transferred into a different world, and you're not going to focus too much on that.
Yeah.
But the way he built his kingdom, the way Enoro built his kingdom, and the way he capitalized on their resources, capitalized on getting what do you call it, skilled workers, making sure that each specific people are working in specific sectors so that they can help the village progress. Like for example, there's certain people are making tailored clothes, certain people working in the military, certain people working in agriculture, so it has different aspects, and it works perfectly. And the way they showcase it is very, very interesting. It's almost as if it's a guide on how to build a
kingdom. Yes.
A kingdom, yeah.
And it's going, and it's at a steady pace as well, a really good steady pace. That's what I liked about Slime as well.
The only thing that takes me out is just the goofy stuff. It's the goofy stuff that takes me out. Other than that, it's a really solid anime.
When you mean by goofy, are you talking about Rimuru?
I'm talking about Rimuru himself. As a slime, he's very
goofy.
I prefer him in human form. And then of course I'm talking about the demon kings, whatever they're called.
Demon lords.
Demon lords, they're very goofy as well.
I think I know you're talking about. One of them is Malene, right? She can be very goofy all the time. Very goofy.
That takes me out, because when you watch something, there is something called suspense of disbelief, yeah? So you're watching something, it's not real, but it's relatable because there is a certain aspect of it that is relatable to you. Like when you watch Naruto, even though there's no such thing as ninjas throwing, doing hand sign and no kunais.
Kunais they do, or like hand sign.
I'm talking about hand sign and ninjutsus, those kind of thing. But the aspect of it that makes it very believable is what Naruto is going through as an orphan, living in a village that everybody hates him and he doesn't know why, trying to get accepted. That's very believable. And I love that kind of anime that keeps me on my toes. Like as we were talking about Fullmetal Alchemist, it's very the government conspiracies of in that anime, even though it has superpowers and supernatural things, but the conspiracy in the anime, it keeps me engaged, it keeps me interested.
Yeah, always have a story and plot back it up as well. Like even if you had with it.
Same with One Piece. It's goofy, but the interesting thing, the story, the dynamic between characters, the world building, that what makes it believable, while everything else is goofy. You know what I mean? But the goofy part is more acceptable because it's very low violence. I don't know. Maybe as a One Piece fanboy, I'm just making it All right, mate. So it was a very interesting. It was a very. In fact, it was a difficult topic. I feel like it was a difficult topic. Maybe why did you pick a difficult topic?
It's not difficult. Come on, man.
It
It kind of
very
was. It kind of was. Like I had to think which animes had a real life scenario.
But it was interesting. You know, I do
It
like.
I
was,
think
though.
it might be difficult because I'm like, I don't want to call you guys stupid. I'm just a lot more knowledgeable on different things. than
Uh
you.
huh.
Oh my God, we're stupid. You hear that, Maestro?
Yes.
I
We're
didn't mean
Yeah.
that. I didn't mean that, bro.
dumb. No, I get you. No. The thing is, even with me, it's very. It gets your brain working. It's kind of one of those topic that allows you to brainstorm and remember certain aspects of an anime so that you can be able to elaborate on certain themes, certain scenario. I think what kills me about the topic is just the fact that I don't remember the character names. If I remember the character names, because I'm terrible at names. If I remember the character names, I would be able to elaborate further and coherent. Do you say coherent? Cohesive, something along those lines. I'll be able to
Right.
give, I'll be able to give a proper, in-depth, explanation about the topic, about the whatever anime I'm talking about. But of course, I'm limited by knowledge. Which is very difficult. I'm limited by name.
Yeah.
Oh la la, that is loud. We gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think you can edit that out once I send it to you?
I will edit it out, but yeah, sure, I'll edit it. No worries.
Right. Alright then.
Say hi to everybody for me.
No problem.
Good night.
Alright. Good night,
Right.
guys.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.